So if you know basic psychology at all, you may know who Pavlov is, who did an experiment where he made a dog salivate by just ringing a bell. Now the way he did this was through conditioning. So basically he made the dog salivate by cooking some food or something like that, and the dog would smell it and salivate. That's a natural reaction to the dog smelling the food. So every time he made the dog salivate by making him smell the food, he would also ring this bell. So after a while, the ringing of the bell would be associated with salivating. There would be an actual connection in the brain. This association in the brain, this connection became so deep that every time Pavlov rang the bell, without even food being present, the dog would start to salivate. Obviously before the experiment, when Pavlov rang the bell, the dog wouldn't salivate. But after the association was made, the stimuli of the ringing bell would make the dog salivate. Now this experiment was important because conditioning doesn't just happen with dogs, it happens with humans too. And it happens with humans all the time. Here's an example that Tony Robbins gave. Say that one of your loved ones died, and at the funeral, everyone that came up to you patted you on your right shoulder. Now you're probably feeling pretty depressed at this time, and all of these negative emotions are starting to be linked to the stimuli of people patting you on the right shoulder. Now these negative emotions are now anchored to the stimuli of someone patting you on that right shoulder in a certain way. So years later, maybe 6 years later, someone pats you on that same right shoulder in the same way. You might start feeling these negative, depressed emotions and not even know why. You might be in an okay mood at a party, someone pats you on the right shoulder, and for some reason you have these depressed feelings. It's because the stimuli of being patted on that shoulder in that certain way is anchored to this depressed, kind of negative emotion. Obviously it doesn't just have to be touched, it could be taste, smell, sight, or other stimuli. So say you always go to your grandmother's house and she always has this homemade apple pie, her own recipe. Say 10 years later you kind of get a whiff of a smell that's almost the exact same recipe in a pie store or something. So say you smell this similar smell, you almost get this nostalgia trip, like you're almost back in the moment. So with all this said, I kind of have this theory. I used to have a roommate from Europe, from Sweden, and we got to talking one time and I found out that he didn't really like the show America's Funniest Home Videos. He didn't find slapstick humor really that funny. He said that it was more Canadians and Americans that found it funny. Back at home, people really didn't find, you know, people hurting themselves or slapstick very funny, which I thought was appalling. I thought slapstick and people hurting themselves was a universal comedy, but apparently in Europe, not so much. I mean, it's so popular in North America. Fail blog, Funniest Home Videos. Most of the clips that Ray William Johnson uses are people hurting themselves. Now I know some of my viewers are from Europe. Maybe this guy was just full of crap and doesn't have a good sense of humor. But what really boggled me was the fact that we think people hurting themselves and slapstick funnies since we were little kids, like little babies. And my little theory behind this was that just when you're a kid, you laugh at just wacky, goofy things that are in your face. So I think when parents are trying to make their kid laugh by hitting themselves on the head or making weird faces or really visual, crazy stuff, this kind of makes a neuro-association between laughter and watching people hurting themselves and acting goofy, which kind of carries along through the generations because we think slapstick and people hurting themselves are funny, so we're probably gonna do goofy things and fall on the ground for our little kids, who will then think that is also funny, which will then teach it to their kids. And even if parents don't like bonk themselves on the head and act all crazy, the kids are probably still gonna think that's slapstick, and people falling down and hurting themselves, the kids will think that's funny because even in elementary school they're influenced by their friends, so yeah. Maybe I'm just wrong about the Europe thing. Maybe this guy, yeah. Anyway, peace.